Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we'll be going over one of my random casual 6-card decks. And this one's whole main setup is playing around with the mutate effect. Just kind of, create out big dumb creatures and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just gonna end up, getting into it and showing you what we're working with here. Start off, we have 3 copies of Ivy, Gleeful Spell Thief. She is a 2/1 flying. When a player casts a spell that targets only a single creature other than Ivy Gleeful Spell Thief, you may copy that spell. The copy targets Ivy. So 3 copies of that. Then we have 3 copies of Mysterious Egg. It is 0/2. Whenever this creature mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Next up, we have 2 copies of Illumina, Apex of Wishes. It's a 6/6. Mutate for 3 splice red-green and 2 blue. Flying Trample. Whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land permanent card. Put that card onto the battlefield or in your hand. Next up, we got 2 copies of Brokos, Apex of Forever. It's a 6/6, mutate of 2, splice blue, black, and 2 green, trample. You cast Brokos, Apex of Forever from your graveyard. You may cast Brokos, Apex of Forever from your graveyard using its mutate ability. Okay. Next up, we have Voldorok, Apex of Thunder. 3/3, mutate of 1, splice mana of white, blue, and 2 red. Flying First Strike. When this creature mutates, you may cast target non-creature card from with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. After that, we have Snap Decks, Apex of the Hunt. He's a 3/5 with mutate of 2, splice black-red, and 2 white. Double strike. When this creature mutates, it deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls, and you gain 4 life. So, 2 copies of that. 2 copies of Netheroi, Apex of Death. It's a 5/5, mutate of 4, a splice green-white, and 2 black. It has Death Touch and Lifelink. When this creature mutates, return any number of target creature cards with total power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. After that, we have 2 copies of... Okay, yeah, hold on a second. Let's see if that helps, eh? Yes. You have 2 copies of Aspirus Starix. It's a 6/6 with mutate 5 and a green. When this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile X permanent cards, where X is the number of times this creature has mutated. Put those permanents onto the battlefield. After that, we have Atrami, the Ever Playful. It's a 6/6, mutate for 1, a black, a green, and a blue. It has trample, and when this creature deals combat damage to a player, return target creature card with mutate from your graveyard to your hand. Two copies of Migratory Greathorn. It's a 3/4, mutate of 2 and a green. This creature mutates. Search your library for basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. And then the last of our creatures here is 2 copies of Essence Symbiont. 2/2. When a creature you control mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature, and you gain 2 life. Moving on to our spells here. We have 4 copies of Cultivate, which search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal those cards, and put them on the battlefield. Put one of those onto the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand, then shuffle your library. After that, we have 4 copies of Mirror Box. The legendary rule does not apply to permanents you control. Each legendary creature you control gets +1/+1. And each non-token creature you control gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with the same name as that creature. Next up, we got 2 copies of Darksteel Ingot. Indestructible, and you can tap it for 1 mana of any color. Then we have Kashalni Heart's Expedition. Landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, you may put a quest counter on Kashalni Heart's Expedition. Remove 3 quest counters from Kashalni Expedition and sacrifice it. Search your library for 2 basic land cards and put them on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. We have 2 copies of that there. And then rolling through our few singletons here. We have Staff of Titania. Equip creature gets +X/+X, where X is a number of forests you control. When equipped creature attacks, create a 1/1 green forest dryad land creature token. Equip cost of 3. Quit to Spike. Equipped creature has Death Touch. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses half their life, rounded up. Equip of 3, colorless. Then we have Chromatic Lantern. Lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color, and you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. Moving Gilded Lotus, which simply tap, add 3 mana of any 1 color. Going down to our lands here, we have 2 mountains, 3 swamps. I dropped my plains. All right, 2 plains, 5 forests, 3 islands. And then for our non-basics, we have ourselves Myriad Landscape. Enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap it for a colorless, or pay 2 colorless and tap it. Sacrifice Myriad Landscape. Search your library for 2 basic lands, land cards, and put with that share a land type, and put them onto the battlefield tapped. Then shuffle. After that, we have Dargaz Kadira. Dargaz Kadira enters the battlefield. Sacrifice unless you return a non-layer land you control to their hand. They can be tapped for black, red, or green. Maw's Cavern. Same effect. Sacrifice unless you return non-layer. And this one taps for white, blue, or black. Similar again. This one tapping for a green, red, green, white, or blue for Travaz's runes. Then Rift's Grove. Same thing as the other layers, only this one taps for a red, green, or white. Now with that brings this whole deck build to a close. I hope y'all enjoyed, checking out this one of my random decks here. Hope to see you in the next video. Peace.